What up, though, y'all? I'm Juan-O, and welcome to Juan-O's world. Now, today has been a very interesting day. It's also been a very sad day, but at the same time, things like this happen when you're not paying attention or doing what you're supposed to do, or you allow your ego or your feelings to lead your masculinity. Oh yeah, and no matter how rich you are, if you find yourself in that situation, you may furthermore find yourself in situations like these. Now, I'm not the type of person to gloat over somebody having misfortune. I'm not the type of person that wanted to see what we are about to see right now. It's not what I was looking for in my day. Not at all. Not one shape, form, or fashion, to be honest with you. But it has happened. And this type of stuff does need to stop. But what can you do about it? I'm gonna tell you something personally. When it comes down to having to handle your business, you better do it yourself. You better do it yourself, or at least pay for everything in cash. And if the people, look, and if the people you got handling work don't have their own resources to get over there and handle the work, you shouldn't have them handling work. That's just a tip from me. But check this out.
Lil Durk is gonna spend the rest of his life in prison.
They ask me why I'm going to be in 10 years. Shit, I say the feds.
And if you want to know why, keep watching this video. So by now we know that OTF members were just recently indicted today for the murder of Quando Rondo's cousin, Little Pop.
If you can't get the then you better get his gas.
They used to say, but you also mentioned a song. They be like, they be saying Slide for Vaughn. I think they trolling me. Yo, by the way, them songs is fire. I ain't gonna lie.
For some reason, I just don't see the comments no more.
Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV.
For some odd reason. I don't know.
Implying that they slid. But then that's crazy though, too, man. When you handling business and you know your business has been handled, even though the business wasn't exactly handled because they didn't get their target, it's no need to do that. Not to that degree. It's no need to do that.
Might be the water.
Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car.
Be in the comments a lot.
They kind of chilled out a little bit.
Why?
23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died.
Now, the members who were indicted for this murder that's currently indicted, because there are more indictments to come. The members who are currently indicted are Kayvon London Grant, aka Cuz, aka Von.
You see that should have ducked. That was a whole nother other murder that they put the money up for sloppily the same way to happen in a high fashion shopping district in a whole nother state.
Bonnie, DeAndre Dontrell Wilson, aka OTFDD, Keith Jones, aka Flocka, David Lindsay, aka Brown Eyes, and Asai Houston, aka OTF Boogie. On August 18th, Quando Rondo landed in LA with his team. His sister was with him, his cousin Lil Pob was with him, and they was having a grand old time. Now, when Quando Rondo first landed in LA, he did the age-old tradition in hip hop, which is tap in. Now, Quando Rondo has affiliation to a Crip set in LA. So when Quando Rondo got to LA, he tapped in. Now, who he tapped in with, we don't know, but it's not out of the ordinary to tap in with your own gang who is
Flacco is a funny motherfucker. He is hilarious. The own gang is the Rolling 60s.
in the city that you're currently in. So Quando Rondo tapped in. And magically after Quando Rondo tapped in, Lil Durk and them had his drop in his location and what hotel he was staying at. Now, it's still unclear how OTF got Quando Rondo exact location, hotel, and itinerary. Maybe it's a coincidence that they got it immediately after he tapped in with the Crips in LA. Maybe it's a coincidence. But what we do know is shortly after Quando Rondo got back to Savannah, Quando Rondo took to his Instagram to drop his flag and say he no longer messed with the gangs that he was affiliated with because they F with the opposition. Hmm. I want let's not ponder on things that we can't figure out. Let's move on.
Now, which we're not going to cut into this video, or we may cut into this video. Brick Baby fuck with the ops. Brick Baby is a rolling 60 Crip. That's all I'm saying.
Immediately after they found out where Quando Rondo was, they were in a rush to get to LA. They were booking flights immediately, booking private jets, booking cars, booking everything immediately, and recruiting whoever they could recruit to get to LA on go. Now, the reason why they were in such a rush to get to LA was because co-conspirator one, who's listed as the head honcho, put out a bounty on Quando Rondo's head because of the conflict that led to King Von being killed. Co-conspirator one is obviously Lil Durk. Lil Durk is the head honcho. Lil Durk is the one who put the bag up after King Von passed away because he's the one who got the bag to put up. And Lil Durk is the one who authorized the OTF credit cards. Is his label, is his company, and the OTF credit cards were used to book the flights for all the co-conspirators.
Dog, that's the killer. They got Instagram messages. You see that? On my way to LA via text messages and via Instagram. Got clear. I'm 15 minutes away from airport. They got their text messages. Like crazy. First of all, your hitters are supposed to be able to get where they need to be on their own. That's first of all. And I want all you young Thundercats to pay attention to this right here. If you're not already eating with a motherfucker and they got you doing some shit like this and the money you making off of doing some shit like this ain't enough to change your life, don't do it. Don't do it. Because you're a throwaway. And they might clap you too or have you clap right after.
Who made their way to LA to murder Quando Rondo. So they all got to LA. They all hurried and scurried to LA like ants. They got there. They got situated, got their firearms, got their ski masks, got their cars, everything they needed, hotels booked, and they were on the phone communicating in code.
Man, some of this stuff they bought with the goddamn business company credit card, which is crazy. Y'all flash all that cash in these videos, and you telling me you ain't had the cash? Like, them niggas could have walked in the airport and bought plane tickets cash. Like, you put me on the first flight to LA. Real simple.
Told about meeting up, and they all met up at Quando Rondo's hotel that they knew Quando Rondo was going to stay. Now, they just didn't know Quando Rondo's hotel. They also knew when Quando Rondo was going to leave the hotel and where Quando Rondo was going in his itinerary. So they're in the white BMW. Quando Rondo is obviously in the black Escalade. So they're literally.
Now look, y'all see this white Infinity? Because it was two cars that they rented that was trying to spot and follow, which is kind of, I guess they do it like that in LA. It's only one other city I seen where you can rent cars. Well, they probably got them off of Toro. Because you see the front windshields is tinted on both of them cars. That's normally some Kentucky shit. In Michigan, we all do it to our own cars. And we either get tickets or had a prescription for it. But as far as it being a legit thing to just freely ride like that, I only seen that in Kentucky.
Stalking Quando Rondo following him
Remember that
around, trailing
infinity.
him.
We're gonna bring you
Now,
back up.
Juan Rondo is either very dumb, very stupid, or he hasn't been a street dude for too long, right? Because usually, if I see a vehicle trailing me, and I'm a civilian, but if a vehicle is trailing me, I don't care if it's for 2 blocks, bruh. Right? This is when I put the 4 right turns to a test, right? Or 3 right turns to a test. Because if I make 3 right turns and you're still behind me, bro, well, then you're following me because we just went in a loop. But Quando Rondo wasn't paying attention, probably in his phone talking to the host, and he missed it. So when Quando Rondo and them got to the gas station, probably looking for some gas, some Zaza, all right, a Swisher, you know, they got there, they parked. And then when they parked now, the OTF members parked in the alleyway, hopped out, and started busting at Quando Rondo. Now, Quando Rondo was inside the vehicle. His homie was out the vehicle. So his homie got hit, but Quando Rondo fortunately didn't get hit. So OTF members essentially missed their man. They got Quando Rondo's cousin, but they missed Quando Rondo and didn't really take out Quando Rondo. Now, afterwards, they went to a food spot to speak about exactly how the money is going to be paid out, how it's going to be divided, and who's getting what. And after this dinner, they all went back to Chicago. They all left immediately and went back to Chicago. Now, Lil Durk was in the clean, right? There was nothing tying Lil Durk to this other than the OTF credit cards. And Lil Durk made sure to let them boys know, hey, bruh, when you book it on plane tickets, bruh, even though you're using the OTF credit card,
Hold on. That might be the dumbest shit I ever seen. Like you couldn't use the Cash App card. Like y'all doing these things, y'all don't have a dummy card. You don't have a bank account or a card with a chick name on it that you put money into for shit like this. That's ridiculous. I've never been a fully funded operation, not by somebody else. You guys making millions of dollars. Millions. The fuck are you doing? I'm just saying, a dummy Cash App account would have stopped all this. How hard is that to get?
do not book those tickets using any name that I'm associated to. Now, the reason why we know co-conspirator 1, aka Lil Durk, why he told that to co-conspirator 3, the unidentified co-conspirator who's probably cooperating, the reason why he told that person that was because that person was who booked the private jet for OTFDD. And Dirk is making that person know, hey, bro, don't book that private jet under my name, my family name, or anybody associated with me, bro. Keep me completely out of this 100%.
But
So
why
when
you booking a
everybody got
private jet for this ghetto? But why you? And that's the one thing that be getting me with this stuff. Some of these guys got to be getting extorted by the people that surround them. Why are you booking a private jet with your credit card? No man.
OTFDD was who received the payments, and he's the one who was tasked with making sure everybody got paid and everybody was settled. So Lil Durk don't get involved, and Lil Durk can be completely out of this. The plan almost worked, but like most empires that fall, bruh, niggas started snitching. And that takes us to our guy called OTF Jam. OTF Jam was arrested at 17 years old for an attempted murder, and he spent 12 years in prison and got out March of 2022, a couple months before Quana Rondo's cousin, Lil Pop, was murdered. It's currently unclear exactly what OTF Jam role was in this Lil Pop murder, but what we do know is OTF Jam was affiliated some way, somehow. Now, after the murder, everybody got paid, everybody was good, everybody was having a good old time, and the feds essentially had zero leads. They didn't know where to go, and it felt like they were going to get away with this body. However, March of 2023, a couple months after the Lil.
I don't know. You can look at this dude's eyes and tell something ain't right. But a lot of people don't feel comfortable in front of cameras. But he was with his eyes the whole time in front of the camera. Man, I'm gonna tell you guys something, and I can't scream this loud enough. Rat behavior starts long before somebody starts snitching. Rat behavior is when people trying to put you on blast. Rat behavior is when people exposing things that shouldn't be talked about. Rat behavior is when your friend trying to embarrass you and whatnot. Rat behavior starts, and you should be paying attention to it way before somebody ever tells them.
Pop murder. March of 2023, OTF Jam was arrested for another gun case, right? An unrelated charge. He was arrested on a routine firearm charge. Now, when OTF Jam went to jail in
Routine.
March, OTF Jam said, "Hey, bro, I'm not about to do another 12 years. I'm tapped out." So the feds came to OTF Jam, had a conversation with him, and after that conversation, the feds had enough to build this RICO against.
Boy, that hairline serious. The hairline serious. But what the fuck you expect, man? What the fuck you expect? Ain't no way Dirk ain't know that nigga wasn't a motherfucker to use.
The so after Jam went bad and told, well, that right there was all the feds needed. And the feds got up people to start telling and start explaining exactly what happened and who called the hit and who was there and who took the trip and who paid for the credit cards. And the feds had everything they needed. Now, apparently, Lil Durk wasn't caught by surprise. Lil Durk already knew that OTF Jam had told. As a matter of fact, Lil Durk was expected for everybody to get arrested at his birthday bash concert in Chicago.
Mm.
Like he was expecting for arrest to happen that night. They just didn't happen. Nobody got arrested. The feds probably was gonna wait for the peace treaty to happen, have the whole big moment. The feds probably thought, okay, that's probably too hot. Let's do it another day. And a day or two later, folks got arrested for the murder of Lil Pop.
Oh,
And to be honest, Lil Durk kind of told on himself as well. Lil Durk went on interviews talking about, I don't hear Slap Avon no more. I wonder why. Lil Durk sampled Quantarano saying, no, no, crying after Lil Pop passed away on same side. Lil Durk is shouting out the California killers and shooters. Yo, Lil Durk calls this on himself. Now, I believe, well, the indictment, lays it out, bruh. Lil Durk is gonna get indicted as well. It's not a if, is a when.
mm.
And when he does, man, this is gonna be used as just a lesson, man, to young black men in general, bruh. Ego isn't worth losing your life. Von's ego is why Von punched Quando Rondo, and that led to Von losing his life. And because Von ego got in his way,
Right.
Lil Durk is
And that's where the problem comes in at. We're gonna go and take it from here, poetic Flacco. That's where the problem come in at. Like, dig this here. Your man put his hands on somebody else. And then what happened to him happened to him. And now you feel as though that gives you the right to do whatever. And now you're in this situation. But what it boils down to is like, yo, if you ain't gonna like it when it comes around to you, feeling the need or the necessity or the liability to do it to somebody else, it's foul by your own standards. Especially when you talk about how you feel or what you willing to do because one of your homies ain't here no more. So now you willing to take somebody else's home. But your homie put himself in a position for his life to be taken. He sought that out. I don't know, fellas. Young fools, leave that shit alone, man. Holla at your Uncle Juan-O, man. Don't fuck with it.
potentially gonna lose his rap career and lose the rest of the time he has left on earth and have to spend it in a jail cell. Think about it for a second, bruh. Yo, just think about it for a second, bruh. King
Right.
Von has lost his life. Lil Durk is probably
Right. and everybody about to snitch on you. And he dealing with the feds on the murder for hire. Man, that's death penalty shit. I can't cut it for you no other way. And then they got your text messages and they got your credit card. So you already showing culpability. Anyways, we out. I don't know what to say about this one.